Yeah, like I said to my mom, I said I'm reading the report, and it says Valley Services became involved on 11/12/2015 when the disclosure of sexual abuse was reported by the child. A CAC was done, and information supporting the abuse was confirmed at this time. And I asked my mom, why didn't they take the child into custody on the 12th? Why did they not take the kid until like the 23rd or 24th? Why did they wait? And what did you say?
Because they try to work with the family, and they will leave the children in the home, but if things change, then they take the kids out.
Because they offered you
they offered me a safety plan. I signed a safety plan, and when we went to court, they didn't like some of the things I said, so they took the kids.
Yeah, and I say to people, this is the oldest trick in the book, and back in 2001 when they kept throwing the safety plan at me and my mom, we kept refusing to sign it, because if we signed it, we're saying that we are seeking the government's help, and that because we can't control the situation, it's beyond our capacity to control what's going on. So we're inviting the government into our homes, and we're letting the government determine what we need for a safe and happy environment. So at any time they want to, because they have permission to come through your front door now and examine everything that's going on in your life, because you signed a consent form saying that you're more than welcome to interpret the private matters that are going on in our family, and anytime you feel that the child's in danger, you have the right to pull them out. So this is what's going on when you sign a safety plan. This is how dangerous a safety plan is that you're opening the door to the government and saying that they can come on in. Did you kind of understand what a safety plan is? Yeah, but I said, I made it simple. I just said.
That was a very good explanation. I like that.
Right.
Because people don't understand that. They're upset. All they want to do is get out of there and get back home with the kids.
Right.
So they just, let me sign this, let me get out of Dodge.
Right, because like I said, my dad taught me something different because my dad couldn't read or write. Brought the damn, and he explained to me, he says, an honest man he could go through his whole entire life without signing a piece of paper. If somebody's putting a piece of paper in front of you and you didn't write that piece of paper and you didn't create that contract and you didn't create that document, you're liable for everything that's written on that piece of paper, and you didn't write the damn thing, so you have no idea what that piece of paper says. So no honest man would make another honest man sign a piece of paper, because that'd be trying to commit fraud over another man. So never sign anything, especially if you didn't create the document and you have no clue what that document says. But as soon as you tell them that you bear liability, you're the underwriter, and you'll sign the document, you bear liability for everything above that document. Now, if somebody wants you to sign something, sign at the very top of the page on the right-hand side, or sign at the very top of the paperwork on the left-hand side. They say, we need you to sign this, and sign it. Or sign it on the back, sign it where it's blank. But if you sign it on the bottom line, you bear liability as the underwriter for everything above that's written on that document. And like I said, they're going to leave it up to interpretation. If they believe the child is in danger of risk, that they're going to have free will to just walk through your house, no warrants, no nothing. They could just examine anything they want and take the child away at any time they wish, because you're begging the government for help. So if you say, no, you know what, like with Frank, no, don't confess. You know what, tell the government, hey, look, put all your allegations, abuse and neglect or whatever that you have in writing and sign it, and saying that I, Susie, social worker, believe that your child has been abused and neglected. And due to my investigation, I'm going to go to court and I'm going to take that child away from you. So make them put it in writing. The same thing like what Frank should have done with the police department. He should have said to the sheriff, oh, that's lovely. So are you saying that you have child pornography pictures of me? Yes, okay, put it down in writing. Say, I, Michael Rowan, have seen the pictures and you have child pornography on your computer. Or say Michael Rowan is saying that if you admit to all this, you could go home. So you make sure you say to them, my hearing's not so good today. I got tinnitus. I got this bad ringing in my ear. I can't really hear what you're saying. Let me write this down. Just give me a second. What are you saying to me again? And you put it in writing. And you say, is this what you just told me? Yes. What's your name? Oh, so Susie, social worker. Will you sign this piece of paper? And they'll say, well, no. I say, well, I just need this piece of paper. I'm going to go out and get competent counsel, and I'm going to let my counsel read this and see if I should sign this agreement or not, and see if this makes any sense. So, when anytime a cop talks to you, a social worker talks to you, just say, you got to speak a little slower. I got this tinnitus. I got this ringing in my ear. I can't really hear. Here, let me write this down. Let me get this straight. If I do this, this, and this, you'll give me back my kid. If I do this, this, and this, you won't take my kid. Okay. and your name is Susie Social Worker. That way you could get them in a form of extortion or communicating a threat, that if you don't do what they tell you to do, they're going to do something. They're going to take something away from you. So because they got the power of the policing ability to point a gun at your head and say, you've got to do it or we're going to take a gun at you away from you, you've got to comply. So that's how you get it for communicating a threat or attempted extortion. So, like I said, I'm going to try to call up the guardian lineup for the kids and see what he's got to say and see if he's going to do anything on the kids' behalf. And I can almost guarantee he's going to just, freaking laugh and say there's no freaking way he's going to do a damn thing. And, yes, when you sign a safety plan, if it was a voluntary placement, yes, my mom could go there at any time. She could say that she wishes to withdraw her signature from the safety plan. She wishes to back out of the agreement. You can't force a contract. It's just like getting a divorce. Just because you signed a marriage license and just because you swear to God to the day you die, just because you took an oath to everybody in the world that you'll stay with this man till death do you part, doesn't negate the fact that you could just go to a courthouse 2 minutes later and say, I wish to withdraw my signature from this marriage license. I no longer wish to be bound to this agreement. So my mom could go there, yes, anytime she wants, and she could say, I wish to withdraw from the safety plan because I don't see there's any benefit to me being a part of this agreement anymore because it's not working out the way I wished it to work out. I wish to withdraw from the safety plan. And then they got to prosecute my mom criminally, which is never going to work for them. But since they got my mom into a voluntary agreement that they're going to control and monitor and take care of her until the children are 18, my mom is going to be bound by all their rules, terms, and conditions of the agreement until my mom goes there and makes a wish to have her signature voluntarily withdrawn. And my mom could call up her attorney, and my mom could ask her attorney, hey, if I withdraw my signature from the safety plan, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? And he's going to say, oh, man, you shouldn't do that. If you withdraw from the safety plan, all kinds of things could happen. Like what? They're going to have to actually file criminal charges with the county prosecutor, the local sheriff's department, that I've done some form of abuse and neglect to these children, correct? They're going to have something on record that I actually committed a crime, correct? Because right now I just asked the government to come in and help me. So now they're coming in carte blanche. They could do whatever the fuck they want because I gave them a blank card to totally control my life until these children are 18 years old. Well, my mom basically sent a carte blanche letter to social services for the rest of her life or the rest of Cole's life because Cole will always be considered dependent. So if Cole is 30 years old, social services will be able to interfere in my mom's life until he's 30, 40, 50 years old, until she dies. So she should call up her attorney and say, hey, what if I voluntarily withdraw my agreement from social services? What happens if I wish to no longer participate in the safety plan? What happens if I wish to withdraw my consent? That the government has the right to come in and do whatever they wish to me, while these kids are under my custody. What's the worst that could possibly happen? They'd see criminal charges on you for neglect and abuse. It's like, and how successful do you think they'd be in accomplishing a criminal, claim against me, complaint against me in court? How many times has social services ever prevailed in criminal abuse and neglect, and what was the parents charged with? Burning the children, putting hands in hot oil, beating with a baseball bat. How are they actually going to prove to a jury, in a real criminal court, abuse and neglect? No more family court bullshit, criminal court. How are they going to actually prevail in a criminal court when I ask them to remove my signature from the safety plan and bring me over to the criminal side? They won't be able to do it. So a mom could just say, the house for her door is no longer open to you folks. From now on, prosecute me criminally. If I've done something, charge me with a crime. If not, get the fuck out of my life.